Hello, dear dancers, dear teachers, dear dancing world. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the DanceAsFire channel. This is Alessia.
And this is Massimo. Now, today we would like to discuss about how the dancers perceive the competition as is a big part of the career of a dancer, because there is many competition, even more than when we used to dance.
Oh, I remember that because in those time we used to do 10 dances. So when the Latin was real Latin.
But actually the Latin give us so much possibility to...
Yeah, the 10 dance, because we was traveling a lot, and in those time there was a lot of competition around the world. So the Latin does to perform more around the world.
And allow people to know
us as a ballroom dancer, because I must say that our ballroom was a little bit better than our Latin.
Just a little.
Madonna mia, I remember in this period of joyful, because it was nice to perform around the world and be competitive. But in the other side, I remember the stress. For sure, the stress was very high, isn't it?
Yes.
You remember?
Actually, more you go somehow high with the result. And yes, somehow the happiness stay for short time. But then, let's say the little bit the worry, it start to come in the essence of the dancer. And sometimes,
the worry, I think the stress, because worry, I mean, personally, I wasn't worried to perform, but let's say that I had a expectative. As more you go forward, the more you are highly practice yourself. So you dedicate yourself a lot during the practice. So you have a very high expectation, I think. This was the major stress that I had. And also to make your partner happy, this is the things. You remember,
That is very important. Yes, when I say worry, I really think that it was worry, because there is, we can do all the angels here, but there is the worry couples that you beat before they beat you back.
You mean about the other couples?
Yes, there is. I think it's part of the game, and sometimes it's wrong in a way. It's a wrong kind of thinking, because maybe a better way to direct your mind is, of course, you have the worry, but also there is the chance and the possibility that you get in front of the other person. This is the beauty of the competition somehow.
Yes.
So it depends, if you start to think all the worry you have, then of course, you paralyze somehow. But also if you think about the possibility, the energy is different.
Yes, and I remember also that many times. I talk about myself, was not only the matter of the result itself. For me, was very much the fact how you felt during the experience of the performance. If you had success in what you plan to do, or maybe you failure because you was not in a good day, or you had somehow disturbances that mainly are in the mind, that of course interfere with the body, and that create that worry that you're talking about.
Yes. So it's like, when you perform, so you do the competition. Let's face like this: there is the competition, and of course, let's say this is the wrong way. There's the performance, and then of course, you worry about the judgment somehow. That can be external, internal, or the judge that judge the competition. Then of course there is the result, and this will reflect the value of the dancer. I think this is the wrong way of see the competition. So the performance, the judgment, the classification, the result. So
yes,
the result you have the competition, and this dictate your value.
Yeah, it's like if you identify somehow
Yes.
as a dancer with the result. So you are a good dancer if you have a good result, so you identify you as a good one.
Mhm.
Or if you have the unexpected wrongly result, or maybe low result,
Yes.
you identify with that, so you feel somehow good or not good enough in relationship to the result. It is something momentaneous, of course. I think the result have to give you to give you the measure of what you did. Maybe the practice was not enough, or maybe you had a wrong situation, how you handle the floor, how you handle the yourself situation. In the day of the competition, in the situation. So absolutely I agree with that, this idea of.
And so you want to say that whatever result you have, you should not identify with the result.
Yes, I think the result somehow is not what you are. You are even if you are winning yourself, if you are a winner of the competition, of course you are proud of yourself and you are achieving your goal, but this doesn't make you a better person, so the identification can be wrong if it goes in this way. And also in the opposite situation, I think, if you are not happy with the result that you had, I think identification is always not right.
Yes, because somehow it's like a little bit, when I'm talking with some, this is the mentality there is today.
Okay.
I don't know if it's related to what you said, but I think it's important to talking about the idea that couples have about the other couples in front of them. Because I believe that if you do competition, you don't just do competition for the sake of dancing. I don't believe I personally don't believe when people say, oh, I don't care about the result. If you don't care about the result, don't do the competition. I think if you dance in competition, it's because you want a bloody good result.
Yes, for sure. But the result, for everybody is something personal. There are people that
they are happy in lower result.
Yes.
Do the 24, and people are more happy to do the 12. Yes, I agree that the ambition can be different. But I think if somebody do competition, I believe they
want to win.
No, they should use the competition to compare and to get higher. And then, of course, sure. It's not be better than others. It's just, maybe the competition,
with yourself. Yes, for
sure. But, is to elevate yourself.
Yes, this is true. I agree at the same, but I think identify too much with the momentaneous result.
Yes,
because the result have to be momentaneous. For me, if you're talking about competition, is not fair that you have the same result forever. You know what I mean? I believe that the result have to be changeable. Otherwise, what we're talking about. We are a human being and we deal with different level of physicality, different level of mentality as well. We have inside the algorithmical situation as well that is changeable. So I think, this to identify too much with the result is something wrong, because it's something momentaneous anyway.
Yes.
Because things can change.
I remember one time in Blackpool, for example, that we didn't have the result we expect.
Oh, that one.
But
I remember.
No, there's another one.
Okay.
But I felt so good.
Yes, yes.
Really, I think it was one of the best competition I felt, really. And this, was a little bit strange, because you think, you feel good, you does good, but the result was not. And happened too that sometimes you don't really feel fantastic, but you have a good result.
Or higher result.
Higher result.
Yes, it's true. I think identification somehow, you agree with that. The identification of in the result is, and this doesn't mean that you're not ambitious. Of course, as you said, if you are going to the competition, you want
when
to
you say
achieve
identification,
something.
should be both when you have a good result
And
or when you
also,
have
absolutely
bad result. Both.
Yes, both.
Yes.
Both
Because also if you have good and you identify with I'm great, this is good, but
then the next one
you need to get higher.
Exactly.
So somehow you need to think, okay, that was good. What's next?
Exactly. So this is what I mean by identification. You can have a fantastic performance, so that's good. Be happy with it, but don't be so much attached with that, because you need to focus on the next event, which is changeable.
Yes.
Your level needed to challenge yourself.
So I think the best, as we did before, this scenario of the performance, the judgment, the result, and that will create your personal value. Now, if we think about the ideal road, it should be, you prepare for the competition, so you do everything to prepare good, really.
The preparation is essential, yes, of course.
Because about preparation, sorry to interrupt the discussion, but sometimes when people say, they talk about self-esteem, I want to have more self-esteem. And in reality, in my feeling, self-esteem means that you need to prepare yourself. Because if you're not preparing, you can't feel ready,
and therefore you underestimate yourself, because you feel it.
So self-esteem is a feeling that you need to feed by preparation, by knowing and experience what you do.
Yes, exactly. And if you did everything in your possibility, in physical preparation, in relationship with the partner, in the mindset as well, and if you are very well focalized, I think that is an optimal preparation for yourself, for sure. Yes.
So we say the preparation, then you will do the performance, of course. So the performance now is a second. So the preparation, performance, then after the performance, I think what is really important, very important, is to have a feedback.
Yes.
To have a feedback from your coach, or to do by
yourself. Yes.
A feedback, because the feedback will determine later the growth.
Yes, of course, it will open up, I think, some doors for the future. Because, as I said before, if people identify too much in the result, in the performance, then if you don't have the feedback, there are not the road for go next.
So it's like
feedback is essential.
Generally, there is this in our dancing world. If there is many competition that doesn't go well, generally people split. But I think, there is so many good stuff about negative result, because the feedback will dig in to understand more and more what you need to improve. And sometimes, if you have always good result, maybe you're not digging so much.
Yes, so maybe you are superficial.
Yes,
because in your own movement, and there are so much that you can do to develop yourself.
So you see, when you have good result, you feel self-esteem good, but then you don't dig in.
Yes.
When you have bad result, you dig in, but you're not so happy. So I think
or maybe you cry.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. So I think maybe the best way is always to be alert.
Yes. And I think, to be alert, but also to we are so lucky because we are dancers to dance, to move,
Yes.
and not stay in one situation that will stop you in where you are and not allow you to grow. And the growing, I think, is the most important aspect to be developed as a dancer,
Yeah,
you know,
in
or
fact,
as a people for sure,
yeah.
as first, but as a dancer as well.
Yes. In fact, is one of the highest needs of human beings to grow.
Yes, I agree.
After the feedback, of course,
What?
you know, there is you grow. Because the feedback will give you a great feedback. So you need to be also very neutral. It gives you the road of what to do more, what to do less, what to don't do anymore. You can really you can have a really big scenario of things to increase and things to take out. And this is so clear, because sometimes if you don't have a feedback, then you just have this negative
Feelings as
feeling
well,
and negative thoughts, and then it's difficult to go to practice. Relationships start to don't be so nice because it's not clean. I find always
you will not have a goal
Yes.
to go. Yes, and sorry to interrupt you. What you say? Do you find goals?
Yes, very important that you know people, because I feel in myself that you know where you go, and this is a connect.
Exactly, to the goal.
Yes, to know where to go, how to go, and also understand what to eliminate. I find this is so important in your character, in things that doesn't help your career. You need to be aware, and feedback. I think are necessary for this reason, to have a 360 degree of all the information you need to continue.
Yes, and I think somehow the majority of the couples they normally train before the competition, and this for sure I understand. We used to do that as well, but I think it's important that to consider what you will do after the competition, and this is important. I think as a mentality to put inside the dancers, because the majority, I mean, if I think about in 100 students, about 90% of them, they are, you know, you see them next time when they have another competition to prepare. And I think it's very important to have a feedback, you know, and I don't mean to us to have a feedback for your own coach, for the people that you trust, but the feedback is necessary, I believe.
Yes, because the problem of some dancers is that, for example, they have lessons, but if you don't have a plan where to focus, that normally you have to prepare in the feedback. So to where to focus and where to grow. If you don't know where to grow, it's difficult to grow.
Exactly. So
because you know, if I wanna improve my musicality, you know, I have to study. I have to go deeper. You know, I have to do really massive action about how to achieve
the musicality. Yes,
you know, that level in performance. And if I change lesson by lesson argument, and I don't guide the teacher in what I want, then, you know, it's like difficult. You know, you have many things, but you don't have one thing. Yes. In the end of the day, you see the responsibility is always into the
dancers. Yes, of course.
Also about the result, you know, it's not you have a bad result because we go back in the beginning of the lecture, you know, how to perceive the competition. You know, you have a good result is me. You have a bad result is the teacher and is the judge, the organizer. And I think the best way, and of course, you know, in this dancing world, there is also sometimes some external fact that are influence the result or influence your performance. But the ideal, we are talking about the ideal. The ideal is that every dancer feel the responsibility to what they do, to the result they have, also to the result they have. Because I still believe that if somebody is bloody great, they will get what they want. You understand?
Yes, I agree. Yes.
You know, otherwise it become a little bit an excuse, all this. I mean, I don't want to go there. I don't think it's nice
It's
to
the
go.
subject, yes.
It's the subject today. Maybe in future it will be interesting to do that. But if you know why? Because if you are responsible, it will give you this feeling that, you know, you are in charge.
Yes, for sure.
You know, you go there. I remember this story.
You put your best.
Yes, you put your best. Whatever. I remember this story that I read about these people go to the war with the Navy. You know, at that time they used the boats.
Okay.
So there was this captain, this leader, that he used to burn the boat when they go to win a new territory, because this give you the feeling
only one way.
Only one way. You know, here
come back.
you know, we will not come back. We will not. You know, or we win or we die.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, this is extreme. But, you know, imagine the feeling of these people follow this leader, how to go to the new territory and fight. You know,
yes. And this, you know, coming in my mind, of course, if you are prepare yourself, you attend to the performance, you have to give the best of you.
Yes.
And there is no way to come
But
back.
it's difficult to give your best if inside you have some, you know, excuse.
Yes, for sure. For sure. This is why you have to go at your best. This is for sure. And your best means with no blah, blah, blah inside.
Or the right blah, blah, blah. You know, the right blah, blah, blah.
It's also because I must say that if the responsibility is yours, it's not even to the coach, you know, because it's easy, you know, to say, okay, how I am during the competition. I think you don't need to ask, you know, inside your heart. I mean, depends the level, of course. If you are a junior couple, of course, if you are a younger couple, you need that, you know, feedback during the competition. But if you are an adult, for sure, or an experienced couple, you feel it.
Yes.
And if you are well prepared and you go and there is no way to come back, you will fight, as you said, to get the best of you. And you fight with yourself, of course.
Yes. In fact, you remember, Alessia, when we was searching for the meaning of competition, it's quite interesting. But competition is not one against others, but is actually use others to elevate yourself. And this I find very, very interesting. You know, that if you imagine to go on the floor and, you know, you have 12 couple on the floor, it's like now, it's not about I have to beat them, but I use them to get the best of me. To, you know, it's like more you have a great opponent, more you have to search inside you to dance better.
Yes,
this is
for sure. Open up a file that give you
positive file too.
Exactly, and not a negative one. You know, that restrict your commit to do. Because don't forget that if you have a negative thoughts, the power of the mind that you will interfere with your feelings and interfere with the body. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
In fact, I remember when we used to dance, you know, when you know, from one round to the other, normally people come to you, you know, to say that, oh, it was good or not good. I always felt, you know, I want to
disappear.
I want to disappear. I want to find a place where nobody.
We used to hide ourselves.
Yes. Or, you know, you just say to the people that, you know, you really want, that they are close to you. Because, you know, sometimes just a face of expression of somebody, a words.
Or maybe also, you know, the fact that the teacher has to go to every changing room, and you go to every couple because, you know, in the majority of the case you are teaching more than one couple.
Yes.
And there is this, oh yeah, it looks good, and it's like a standardization answer, you know, that you feel that maybe doesn't suit your feelings, you know.
You have to develop, this is why it's important to talk to each other, to have feedback, to talk honestly, to put in the table stuff, not personal. You have to, it's like the couple have to find another dimension where here we can say everything. Then we decide what to do about. But in this moment is, the truth have to come out.
The important that is not immediately in the competition, because something that I have to tell now, remind me, you used to put the feedback already, if you felt, for example,
I couldn't sleep in the night.
And you felt the feedback, and I needed to digest my feelings first, to calm down, cool down, and then talking about. So that is in the feedback, I think preferably is better with after the competition will be great.
Nobody's perfect.
Exactly. You have to find your way somehow.
No, I say nobody perfect. It's like I am perfect.
Oh, I see. I didn't catch it. I didn't get it. Yeah, I used to dance with God, so that this is the things, God is there all the time.
I see. So I think they have enough of us. Maybe we can finish this second episode by understanding that I think is important to have a result.
Yes.
People have to compete, to improve.
Yes.
And improve doesn't mean just your dancing. It's actually improve also your expectation somehow in relationship to how the competition is set. That there is a first round, second round, third round, fourth round. I think it's nice. It's not about I don't care. I personally don't believe in that.
No.
I don't care. No, I'm care.
No, we used to care
a lot.
Very competitive.
And also it's good because imagine if we would not have this result. Maybe we will not.
Why do it?
Maybe we will not practice so hard.
Absolutely.
Maybe we will not travel. We will not,
put effort in it.
There is a power. There is a power in this competition.
Of course.
And so after that I will work to achieve that.
Yes.
I will work. Parents will work to make you achieve that.
Yeah, sure.
And but we should not allow that the result decide who we are as a dancer and where we can go finish, achieve or not, because things change.
Yeah,
I can be
all the time.
I can be in 48, but with the right mentality, the right work, wow, you can perform first as a somebody that is already higher. But if I allow the result to kill me mentally or kill the couple
and kill the process,
yes.
What is more than yourself, the process, because to identify then your process will be killed.
And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy because when you have bad result, it's bad result.
Yeah,
sure. You don't sleep.
But good.
But it's good because yes. So negativity, we always believe in our system, the perform system. We change the idea of negativity. We change the idea of
to our advantage.
Yes, we need to use negative to get higher. You can't just think that the life is always positive, good, blah 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 blah. Great. Yes. You not always have a great practice, but somehow you need also to understand what to do when it's negative.
Remember one thing: if you like the video, remember to
link and subscribe and share with your friends. This new project that I actually enjoy.
I like. Me too.
And YouTube, go inside and link. Ciao.